I can bet you've never come across a creepier or more ridiculous TikToker than Cierra Green. And honestly, who even knows if she's still alive? Her own fans were throwing out rumors about her death, complete with fake articles and RIP Instagram posts. Yup, her fans hated her that much. But guess what? Cierra was still racking up views because TikTok pays you based on views, not whether your content actually makes sense. And what was Cierra concerned about? Money? Sure. But maybe more than that, she just wanted enough stuffed toys to be sexually intimate with them.
Secret lover. Hey, what can I say? That puppet is cute. He's not just a puppet. He's my everything. I mean, we both fell in love. We're a couple now. Me and Stan are a couple. But you guys might be saying, oh Cierra, he's just a puppet. You cannot date a stupid puppet. What's wrong with you? If you ever call him stupid, I will come get you. You cannot say things to my lover Stan. He's mine, there's nothing you can do about it.
So Cierra Green's garbage content really took a turn in 2021, when she started gaining attention on TikTok. And like most of the people, she got mad after getting that fame. And what made her stand out wasn't just regular skits or dancing like everyone else. No, Cierra had her own unique style. Or, I should say the most ridiculous one. She blended quirky, homemade furry content with a fascination for puppets. And if you're not familiar, furry content is all about animals that act like humans. We're talking about animals that walk on two legs, talk, and wear clothes. The whole deal. But what Cierra did with those toys was just next level insanity. She acted romantically with those toys, and that was so disturbing to see. Like, here's one of the videos I'm talking about. It wasn't just any furry content either. She had these pink and green cardboard ears she made herself, which quickly became her signature look. People loved how different her content was. A lot of her posts even featured these strange, intimate interactions with her puppets. It was out there, but in a way that drew people in. Her mix of offbeat skits and this out-of-the-box furry persona started to get her a decent following. Fans were intrigued, entertained, and sometimes just straight up confused. They kept watching. Of course, with fame comes the haters. As her follower count shot up, trolls were right there, picking apart her every move and making fun of the content that didn't fit into their idea of normal. It was an odd space. Some people loved her quirky style and others were just waiting for her to slip up. Unfortunately, that slip up came sooner than anyone expected.
But my friends told him to stay away from me. Even though I don't look like a pig, that means pedophile. I'm not a pedophile. I'm not a pedophile. I was just being nice to the 15-year-old.
It all started with what seemed like an innocent TikTok. Cierra posted a video of herself lip-syncing to a 50 Cent song, but then came the part with the N-word in the lyrics, and instead of skipping it, she mouthed it. The first time her audience didn't react too harshly. Some shrugged it off as a mistake, but then she did it again, and again, and who forgives a mistake thrice? So what could have been seen as a minor error turned into a full-blown scandal, especially after Cierra's attempts to apologize came off as weak. Her half-hearted "I didn't mean any harm" approach didn't help, and people saw right through it. It didn't take long for the audience to realize that Cierra wasn't really owning up to her mistake, but that dismissive attitude didn't sit well with people. Suddenly, her quirky, fun content wasn't enough to distract from the growing controversy.
He didn't make you gay, you chose to be that way. You cannot be born gay, that is just ridiculous.
But be sure about one thing. Cierra Green's story may have started with a TikTok controversy, but things took an even darker and more explosive turn in early 2022. This time the drama wasn't about a song lyric, it was about something way bigger. During a live stream, Cierra was asked about her stance on the LGBTQ+ community. Now, we all know how emotional and passionate this community can be. And what does Cierra do? She straight up pokes the bear intentionally.
About Robbie Rotten from Lazy Town. For those who didn't grow up watching Lazy Town, you're missing out on one cool guy. When I watched him as a kid, I was like maybe 10 to 12 years old when I first watched Lazy Town. And let me tell you, Robbie Rotten, I hated him as a kid. I seriously did, because he didn't care about anyone but himself. He only cared about being lazy. That's all he ever cared about.
Citing her religious beliefs, she openly expressed her lack of support for the community. This wasn't some offhand comment either. She was very direct, pulling out the Bible as the reason behind her views. And let's just say, that went down like a lead balloon. For someone who had built her identity around the furry community, a subculture known for being inclusive and accepting of everyone, her remarks were like a slap in the face. Furries, especially those from the LGBTQ+ community, were quick to express their outrage. Many were stunned that she didn't seem to grasp just how harmful her comments were, especially to a group that had always prided itself on being a safe place for marginalized people, including those who identify as LGBTQ+. The furry fandom celebrates diversity, and for Cierra to come out with such homophobic remarks felt like an enormous betrayal. Then the chaos really hit a new level. Her private Discord server, once a controlled space where she interacted with fans, became the next target. Trolls saw an opportunity and stormed in, flooding it with all sorts of offensive content. They hit her with racial slurs, homophobic messages, and even worse, some users posted child pornography in an effort to completely ruin her safe space. Cierra was left scrambling to regain control, but the harder she tried, the worse it got. Things hit a peak when rumors of Cierra's death started circulating online. And you know how wild this online mob can get. They didn't just gossip, they went all out. Fake news articles popped up complete with proof claiming she had died. It got so out of hand that the hashtag #RipCierra was trending on TikTok. Here you go. But I like this one more, like they even decided what grave should be best for her. The toll all this took on Cierra was undeniable. You could see it in her content. What used to be lighthearted and quirky turned desperate and erratic. And meanwhile, the cardboard ears controversy in Cierra Green's life is probably one of the weirdest, yet most telling moments in her entire TikTok saga. In 2021, when she started gaining followers, she proudly introduced her furry persona to the world. A character topped off with a pair of pink and green cardboard ears. And these weren't just any random ears, they were handmade by Cierra herself. These cardboard ears became her signature look, and she was clearly proud of them. It's almost like these ears were a badge of honor in the furry community, and for Cierra, they symbolized her creativity. But things took a sharp turn when another TikTok user decided to copy her design. Now Cierra was furious. She took to TikTok, passionately accusing this person of stealing her creation. Cierra wasn't holding back either. She compared it to stealing a piece of art, as if her cardboard ears were some sort of museum-worthy masterpiece. For Cierra, these ears were personal, and seeing someone else wear them felt like a direct attack on her originality.
Hi. You might be wondering why I'm pretty pissed off right now. Let me show you. Yeah. When I say my ears aren't for sale, I didn't mean just go and make your own ears. Guys, you're stealing my design. Stop it. Like, what is wrong with you? You cannot steal no one else's ears that they made. You're stealing my idea. And you can't do that. You can't just go around and do that. It's just...
She started making video after video defending her cardboard ears, explaining how much effort went into making them, how they were a reflection of her identity. But as is often the case with the internet, the more serious she got, the more absurd it became.
It's not right. I made those ears with my own hands, my own 2 hands, and you think it's okay to steal them? No, it is not okay. What is wrong with you? I mean, if you want to make your own ears, use a different color, not my colors. That's stealing. That's totally stealing. Stealing. You can't do that. What's wrong with you people? Jesus Christ.
It's kind of ironic though, because just a few months earlier, Cierra had posted a drawing on TikTok without crediting the original artist, letting people think she had created it herself. When she got called out for it, she brushed it off like it was no big deal, calling it a misunderstanding. And now here she was, fiercely defending her cardboard ears, claiming that others were stealing her creativity. The hypocrisy wasn't lost on her followers, and it only added another layer to the strange drama she was stuck in. But man, those were just paper ears.
Paper? Does this sound like paper to you? Does that sound like paper to you? No. Cardboard.
Oh, okay. They were cardboard ears, guys. Please, don't make fun of her. Well, now let's come toward the part where things got even stranger. It was when Cierra fell in love, or you may call obsession, with a fellow TikTok creator named Greg and his puppet Stan. Greg was one of those creators who posted lighthearted, goofy videos featuring his puppet, and Stan even had a small following of his own. At first, Cierra and Greg's interaction seemed innocent enough. She made some duet videos with him, playing along with his puppet antics, but then it got weird. Really weird. Cierra started developing this intense, very public affection for Greg's puppet Stan, and it wasn't just playful anymore. She started posting TikToks where it became clear that, in her mind, she was romantically involved with both Greg and his puppet.
Yo, boyfriend check.
At first, Greg didn't seem to realize just how deep Cierra's obsession had gotten. He had only interacted with her a handful of times, but that didn't stop her from dragging him into a full-on drama. She began tagging him in all of her videos, expressing her affection for both him and Stan. And of course, the trolls caught wind of this and they ran with it. The more she posted, the more ammunition they had to mock her and blow the whole thing out of proportion. Things hit a breaking point when Greg's biological sister got involved. She was beyond frustrated and made it clear in her own TikToks that the constant attention for Cierra and her fans was putting a serious strain on Greg's mental health.
This is gonna get pretty fucking graphic because I am so fucking sick and tired of it. It started on TikTok and now it's going on Facebook. I just came home from running a few errands and my brother comes down the steps. I'm shaking right now. And he's like, do you remember the photo I posted on Facebook that I made of the Count from Sesame Street? Now, mind you, we're twins, we're 22, but his brain, just to get people to understand if you're but his brain is still at a 5-year-old level. So he still watches Sesame Street, he still watches Barney, he still watches kiddie shows. It's okay, it's okay. So he comes down and shows me a picture and he told me he's getting 309 comments to be exact, all on the picture. I don't know who the fuck these people are, but if you're gonna hate on someone, hate on me. Hate on me. Call me every name in the book. Threaten me. I don't give a Okay, I think I calmed down a little.
One of the most bizarre and uncomfortable chapters in Cierra Green's TikTok journey has to be her obsession with the guys she called her internet little brothers. Now, this wasn't some sweet, innocent nickname. Instead, she used the term to create these intense, weird, and borderline possessive relationships with men on TikTok.
Secret lover. Hey, what can I say? That puppet is cute. He's not just a puppet. He's my everything. I mean, we both fell in love. We're a couple now. Me and Stan are a couple. But you guys might be saying, oh, Cierra, he's just a puppet. You cannot date a stupid puppet. What's wrong with you? If you ever call him stupid, I will come get you. You cannot say things to my lover, Stan. He's mine. There's nothing you can do about it.
At first glance, it seemed like she was just looking for some companionship. But that was only the beginning. Soon, her need for attention and validation took a toxic turn. One by one, these guys started pulling away because, let's be real, no one wants to deal with constant messaging and a full-time demand for attention from someone they barely know. Cierra, however, was having none of it. The second they stopped giving her the attention she craved, she ramped up the drama.
Stan, if you're watching this, I hope you understand how much I need you and how much I love you. You are the world to me. Without you, I don't know what I would do. I hope we could do more duets together, you and me. You and me make a great couple. My sweetheart. Everyone else, leave him alone! Of course I love him. He's the cutest puppet in the world. Somebody who loves me. Yes, I love him too. I'm his favorite and he's my favorite. What? No, there's no way. I mean, Stan's my crush. But I don't know about Gregory now. He's just my best friend who I love so much. There's no way I can't be in love with him. I mean, I already got a boyfriend. I can't be in love with my friend. My best friend.
Take, for example, Z Warrior. He played along with Cierra's little brother at first, probably thinking it was just some harmless fun. But as their interactions went on, Z Warrior started to notice some major red flags. The final straw was Cierra's homophobic views. She had made them clear in previous videos, and as a bisexual man, Z-Warrior wasn't going to stand for that kind of toxicity. He blocked her. Simple, right? Just cut ties and move on. But not for Cierra.
It's Sporticus. Sporticus is the hero of Lazy Town, who wants to be active and motivated and eat sports candy all the time. So Robbie puts on a disguise and acts like someone he's not, and the kids just fell for whatever Robbie's doing with them. Sometimes he's mean, sometimes he's hilarious, sometimes he's just straight up a really good awesome guy, and he is. As an adult now, I realized to learn to like Robbie, for some reason. And I'm glad I got to like him now.
Make no mistake, this is not a friendship.
Instead of taking the hint, Cierra launched into what can only be described as some kind of cult-like summoning ritual to bring Z-Warrior back into her life. She posted these eerie TikTok videos where she would call out to him, as if performing some kind of magical ceremony to make him reappear. It was unsettling to say the least. You could almost feel the desperation through the screen. But if you thought the Z-Warrior saga was bad, wait until you hear about Sammy. Now Sammy was stuck in Cierra's obsessive web for 2 whole years. Imagine being bombarded with constant messages, tags, and videos every single day for 2 years.
So 2 years ago, I found this person, Cierra, on TikTok on the For You page, and so I joined her live stream. And I noticed she was a little bit sad considering the fact that her old internet brother, Ryan, blocked her because she didn't support LGBTQ, which I was unaware of at the time because I didn't know that was the reason that he blocked her. So then I decided to step in and propose to be her new internet brother. Little did I know that was a mistake. Because ever since she accepted me as her internet brother, she has done nothing but ping me non-stop, almost daily to weekly to monthly, for 2 years. So I kindly asked her to stop pinging me so much. And she would always bring up a bunch of excuses like how much she wants to express her love and saying that her disability was the problem even though it wasn't. To basically make a long story short, I want to move on from this, but she still doesn't.
Sammy tried to be patient, hoping that maybe she'd eventually lose interest. Instead, Cierra doubled down, flooding him with endless expressions of love and even blaming her behavior on her disability when things got too weird. But when he also cut ties with his mad woman, she played the victim, painting herself as heartbroken and misunderstood, hoping to tug at the heartstrings of her audience. And this pattern of behavior wasn't limited to just them. It became a defining trait of Cierra's online presence, a complete disregard for boundaries or the autonomy of others.
But my friends told him to stay away from me. Even though I don't look like a pig, that means pedophile. I'm not a pedophile. I'm not a pedophile. I was just being nice to the 15-year-old.
Her brief moment of TikTok fame was a whirlwind of controversies, obsessive behavior, and public meltdowns. The internet has a funny way of turning people into spectacles, and Cierra's story was no different. I know she was pretty creepy, and honestly, I get a bit repulsed by people who call themselves TikTokers like this. But hey, my job is to introduce them to you so you can see just how ridiculous some people are in this wild online world. If you've stuck around this long, why not show some love by subscribing and hitting that like button? Not for Cierra, obviously, but for my efforts in bringing you this craziness.